Hi guys, welcome back again to another episode of Love, Growth, and Freedom with Adrian Duarte. Now I'm so excited to have you guys over because it's my annual tradition of celebrating Pride is to bring in people of the community to talk about issues and talk about our personal struggles as part of the community. And I would love to talk about the objective. This episode is an episode that would love to dig deeper into the lives of people in the community and what it means for us to have our voices heard in the society. The hardships we had growing up and all the things we had to learn the tough way. Sharing with you our vulnerable parts being a member of this community. I want you to know that being a part of this community isn't just all rainbows and butterflies and the rainbow flag, but it's more of the struggles that we had and why we would have Pride Month each and every year. Now, I am happy to inform that I'm going to have a special guest today, and I'll introduce him in a while. Growing up, we all had our fair share of struggles, and these have made us stronger than yesterday. With me today is my wonderful friend. He's an architect, an athlete, artist, and an LGBTQIA advocate. His name is Karl Bautista. Let's welcome Karl Bautista up in the stage.
Hi, Ian. How are you?
Doing great. Happy Monday. Thanks for being here, and thanks for,
Happy Monday. Happy
wanting.
Monday. Happy Pride.
I
What
know.
up?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I keep forgetting because it's this one
The
month and
flag
it's
right
all about
behind you. The
us.
flag right behind you.
It's a month all about us. Just kidding. Happy Pride.
Exactly.
Happy Pride. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your energy and the time that you've put out in here. And I am excited to talk to you more about our experiences growing up because I know it's kind of like as part of the community, as being gay, it wasn't easy for me to grow up in a very patriarchal, heteronormative
Mm-hmm.
world.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
true.
and I think it was important for us to actually talk about our experiences. Somehow it was important for me to actually talk to my experiences to other people. And also I love
Mm-hmm.
hearing experiences of people in the community as well to understand them, know, like what you had to go through and how else I could help you, even after now, na you're out and proud and all the likes. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, today is there anything that you want to say? You want to introduce yourself? Go for it.
Mm, well, firstly, thank you for your introduction earlier. But just in case the your listeners don't know, so Ian and I actually met up in the park. I was doing parkour, he was skating, and then we actually have seen each other a couple of times. And then he came up to me, and then he said hi. I said hi, and then after that, voila, we just super jived, and it was all good.
I know.
And
Oh,
what
it's
you
so
mentioned
fun.
earlier is super true. It's really important to hear the stories of other people and how we can help others also going through the same thing that they are going through now, diba? And imagine Ian, if we were friends before, we were friends and neighbors since we were younger, we would have gone through this entire thing together.
I know.
But I'm so glad I met you. So thank you for having me.
Kilig. Okay, I just want to say ito ako. I laugh at the moment that we actually kind of met. So, a little background on that. Let's go dig a little deeper. I was skating in the park. We actually don't know each other, like literally. I only know him through
Don't know.
TikTok. I only know him through TikTok because he was Roberto, Auntie Julie's anak.
Yes,
Go Roberto! Like, okay, so I'm a
I
fan of
know.
McCoy Dubs ever since he released the Pak, ang ganda
On
naman ng
Julie series.
pulseras mo. No!
Yeah,
Way
okay.
before. Like, I'm the
Like
mean
the dubs,
girl.
me also the
Yeah, like,
McCoy dubs.
I
Yeah,
memorized that from the back of my mind and everything. Like, Pak, ganda naman ng pulseras mo. That gave me everything, the laughs and everything.
correct.
So, I know Carl from TikTok. I'm very good with faces and names. So I know him from TikTok. I think, and then I followed him on my previous account, like my personal account on TikTok. Then, um, I was skating. I was like there. We didn't even know we were neighbors. I didn't even know he was from Merville. Knew
Mm-hmm.
nothing around here. I like knew that he was from the south. Also, I actually thought he was from the north because like I don't know. He just had that vibe from the north. But peace out.
Okay.
But and then I was skating and I kind of came across him and he just like did a small clap when I was skating. I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. I was like, oh, thank you. And I didn't know. I was like, that guy seemed familiar. Like it kind of like his upper facial features
I
like
know because they're
reminded me
wearing
of
a
someone.
mask.
Yeah, so I was like, it reminds you of someone. And then I had to look and then I was like, probably this is Carl, but I don't really know if it's him. So the next time that I saw him doing parkour stuff in the park. Like
Yeah.
I was resting, I was done skating, I was reading my stuff, I was writing on my notebook, and then I saw this guy, him, like doing a pole,
I
the
was
boat
playing around the
thingy.
swings, but not how
Yeah,
kids would do it. Yeah.
yeah, he was playing around the swings. He was like, and then I had to look through TikTok and check where his last video was. And then
Right.
I saw amphitheater from the same village and all like I was like, ooh,
Mhm.
that's Carl. And then I went up to him and be like, hi, are you Carl? Then
And I was really embarrassed because I don't know because I don't know how to react to people saying hi, are you Chronic? Yeah, but then we're in Merville, so this is so we're in the park, right? So we're just like okay,
yeah,
um,
hi. Like,
cool. So yeah, yeah, I am.
oh my gosh, so
And I
funny.
was also a fan of yours because I've seen you skate, and I was like, oh damn, that guy looks so graceful on skates.
Oh,
So
thanks. Yeah, so it was,
anyway,
anyways, fast
it was
forward, we kind
correct.
of talked. We hung out a little, and then his other friend Pao introduced Pao, our friend, his other friend, like
Mm-hmm.
not a stranger anymore. Pao, his friend then Pao, now our friend, came in also, and then we kind of just like all jived. We had like a good time,
Super
and then the vibes were really just immaculate and it was like cool. So ever since we've been seeing each other, we've been hanging out, and we skated last weekend, which
skating.
I know, wonderful. And yeah, so just wonderful that story. So now I know that if we were friends then, we probably would have took the world by storm.
I know.
Yeah. So anyway, here we are talking about like a part of our lives that we didn't get to share with each other, but somehow we get to share now, and at least we
Right.
would get to learn more about ourselves. And hopefully, any one of you who is a part of our communities going through something, I hope that this helps. I hope that this becomes a beacon of hope for you. That it does really get better for people like us. It actually gets way more better than what we
That
think.
gets better. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so for Carl, first I want to ask you to start this off, right? What does pride mean to you? Celebrating Pride Month to you, how did it start to like what does it mean for you? Yeah, that's
Wow. Okay. What does pride mean to me? Okay. So firstly, I have been attending Pride March here in the Philippines, or when it was still in Manila. That was back in 20. I think the first one was around 2015, maybe
mm-hmm.
2015, 2016. It was in Manila. Um, it was a pretty small parade, but then it felt like I belonged. It felt like I didn't have to pretend to be somebody I wasn't. And I came out around 2013, 2012, 2013, and like after that I just didn't want to come back in the closet anymore because even though it's harder, even though people might see me differently, I could breathe, I didn't have to exactly, I didn't have to pretend to be somebody I wasn't. And
And
being in the Pride March and being surrounded by people who accept me for me, who don't care about whatever background, but just celebrating who I am. It's a beautiful feeling, and that's what Pride Month really is. It's really celebrating your authentic self.
hey man, I love it. You know what? Ah, grabe yun. I really feel you on that, like being in the closet though somehow was easier because of you kind of feel normal, but what
Yes.
at the end of the day, what is normal anymore actually? Like, like norms are a lot. It's really much of a preconceived notion of a society and all the like.
Mm,
So I love how pride means that much to you because that means the same thing for me. I think everybody resonates with pride, especially those people like us who've actually come out already, was able to accept
yes.
our full selves. It's just so nice to be surrounded with people who's also been able to accept themselves for who they are
Correct.
and be able to celebrate that. Like Pride
Exactly.
Month for me is a celebration of who we are, like of all the struggles and all the years
Yes.
that you loathed
Exactly.
yourself because you thought you were different. And yeah, in
Yeah.
Kika,
So
go sorry, go for it. I was like,
sorry. I'm so sorry.
uh,
So yun nga, parang it's really a celebration because for the month of June, at first, when you start to come out, when you see Pride Month, you really like parang wow, so many gays, so many people in
yeah,
the LGBT community. That's so fun. It's
yeah,
all about like celebration and all. And then you start to realize more of the history. Like it started really in Stonewall, right,
yeah,
in the
yeah.
state, and
Marsha
how
P. Johnson, right? Like June.
exactly
Yeah.
in June, and it's really showing how they like got over the oppression, or how they fought for themselves, and that's how it translates now, especially to me. It's yes, I'm happy, but then
It's
it's
much more
also
of it's much more than the celebration itself.
yes.
Yeah,
Now
it
it's
means
really much more than celebration because you really until now we're still being oppressed. Our the members of our community are still being oppressed, and there's still so much
yeah.
to do, and we have so much people to educate. So as much as it is a celebration, it's also a reminder that we have a long way to go.
Yeah, and we're not yet done with the fight to actually move forward with these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually understood that as well when, because at first it becomes a celebration because you kind of finally have a stepping stone and finally understood why it felt and
Mm-hmm.
how it feels to be authentically you. But then you realize that there that it comes with a privilege that you get to enjoy your
Yes.
authentic self, and
Yeah.
then now you have to bring that privilege to people who don't have
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
chance to actually be who they are, and you have to bring that. And it just Pride Month, yeah, before I was like, oh my gosh, everybody's rejoicing the gays and the
Yes.
LGBTQ, like
Exactly.
the rainbow flag everywhere and all the likes and
Mm-hmm.
cute filters, cute whatever.
It's
Yeah,
like it's like a party, a whole month of partying.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That's
I
really
mean,
how
to
it felt
us,
like.
yeah, it really just
Yeah, to
feels
us.
like that. But at the end of the day, yeah, what it represents for me is really was just getting over a lot of the struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you get to share with it, that's why I really like talking to people. I really ask their coming out, when did they discover
Mm-mm.
or actually understood what it felt like or what it was or what their sexuality was. Because it's really that. It's a question of a lot of people, because growing up, a lot of people told me it was a choice, it was a ganyan and all like that. And I'm like,
Yeah. We've all heard that. It's like
I know. And I was like, I knew it.
not
I knew
everybody says
it.
it. Like not everybody says that, but there's always one person that will be like, "Why did you choose that?" And you're just
Yeah.
like, "Are you are
Are
you
you
are you serious?
serious? Yeah, exactly. Like, or
Did
maybe
you
you
just
just
ask
haven't
that?" And
tried, like the other thing. And like, no, I haven't even seen one. Like, I don't even want to see one in real life. Like, that's all good.
like,
Yes, yes, that's me. Like, come on, holy water, pour my eyes out.
get it out.
Get it out. Like, I don't, oh my gosh, like, I can't help it. But yeah, and for me, I knew it since I was preschool. Like,
Since
I
you were
knew,
preschool.
yeah, I noticed that I was really like gravitating towards boy best friends. So at first it was like boy best friends, like I want to be with
Mm-hmm.
this guy. I want to be like, oh, he's my best friend. He's like whatever. Then I started to like grow into like preschool prep. Prep was at that age that I realized, oh my gosh, that guy is so cute. I have a crush on him. Like I like
Wow.
him. So I was like, okay, now that's weird. And then when it escalated, grade one, grade two, I was so obsessed by Harry Potter. And you know how when you're a kid, you kind of like, oh my gosh, I love Harry Potter. I love whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
you write.
So was he your awakening?
He was my like the first ever legitimate like I like this guy, like this crush.
Mm,
And
right.
then
You like him for him, not like you
yeah,
want to be like him.
yeah, like it
Right.
wasn't to be like him. I want to be with him. So I kind
Mm-hmm.
of like
Mm-hmm.
got that, and it never went away. But it was just so hard for me to like have friends. I felt secluded and I felt like I couldn't tell anyone because I'd
Right.
probably be, shunned and all that. And not long ago, around grade 6 or 5, somebody just came up to me and said, "You're not supposed to be here because you're bakla, or you're gay." And I was like, "Wait,
What?
okay." I know, and I was like, and I was mean then, so I told him, "You know what? You're the one who's not supposed to study here in this school because you're dumb. You're stupid. Look at your
Oh,
grades." Like I snapped down, like, "Look at you. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on, do something better.
mean
Do
girls.
better." I know. I was like, "Come on." Like my grades then were immaculate. Like I was trying my best because when you're gay, you kind of like feel like you have to double everything just because you need to
Right.
be like,
It's always like, you always have to prove yourself.
yeah,
It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad.
it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
It had to be that. But yeah, so that's my story. Like for me, that was growing up queer, and there was a lot of fear all the time, and there wasn't until second year lang ako nagkaroon ng courage to actually open up for real and have
Second
real
year high
friends.
school?
Yeah, that was the only time that I actually really opened up and said, I need help. And actually, that was the first time I ever cried, like, about my situation.
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
holding that in growing up just felt like, oh my gosh, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, this
I
is so hard. Like,
know.
why does everybody, or why do I hear people telling me that it was a decision when if I would have a decision, I wouldn't want to make myself go through these hard
I
stuff.
know.
I don't want to go through that. Like I don't want to go through that horror of elementary and whatever. I hated. I was like after elementary, I was just like, I'm gonna reinvent myself, but I failed. But
Correct. And it's great that you were able to do that, because at such a young age, you're really trying to figure out yourself out, and growing up, people really have identity crisis. People in our community who try to figure themselves out, and it's really great that you were able to.
yeah, yeah, it was. But I gradually just came into it, like just a slow. I had to accept it. I had to understand
Right.
really what was going on, and that I had my own pace of labeling myself. Which one? It doesn't really, actually, I don't really even need to label myself. Like that was one of the guidance also from me. You don't really need to label who you are. You don't really owe anybody an explanation of who you are. You kind of just have to be you. So that was
Wow.
me. Yeah, like I was really like going through that. When somebody asks you, "Are you gay?" You can just say, "I'm still questioning," or "I'm still whatever." You don't really have to answer it. If you don't want to answer it, you shouldn't answer
Hmm.
it. That was
Yeah.
like context and all the like. So it's just growing up like that. I wasn't really in the closet. I was very effeminate. I was very out there. But
Mm.
the only thing that kept me in the closet was actually for myself. Accepting who I was, and that was the most struggling part. And yeah, now that I'm out and about and super happy about it, like 2018 was like the whole shebang that blew up in my life. I'm just like happiest person I've ever been,
Right.
at peace with myself, and that I'm done accepting that part of me. I'm now accepting deeper traumas, like dealing with deeper traumas that I've dealt with, which is now more of unlearning and unraveling of who I am. So, which is,
Correct.
there was good and bad to being queer and also being in the closet, but all throughout there was a struggle. So that's why for me, Pride Month is where I kind of like want to tell people that it's okay wherever
Mhm.
you are in your journey of accepting yourself. It's okay. You don't have to decide now. If it changes, it's
Right.
also okay. I
And you don't have to be
acknowledge.
pressured by other
Exactly.
people to be like, come out. No,
Yeah.
take your time. Like,
Yeah.
you're questioning yourself. Malay mo, there were just external circumstances that made you question yourself.
Yes.
But don't ever feel pressured to come out because people are like, are you gay? Or like, are
Yeah.
you bi? Like, don't, again, Ian, you said it earlier, you know, you're in your own journey. Everyone has their own time. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So yeah, well yeah, nakwento ko lang yun. So that was the thing that came in. So on my end, it's a kwento ko na yung akin. I want to know what yours was. Like, so what was it for you growing up and being in the
Hey,
closet?
my gosh. So you mentioned that you actually knew since you were preschool.
Uh-huh.
Um, ako siguro I would say probably grade one. Like,
See, it's
but
a young
not,
age, a youngin.
but
Like,
but not, but not like super. I don't know actually, but I guess if it's like having feelings for a boy, that's like I don't want him to be my best friend. I
Yeah,
want
you want
to
him. Yeah, he's
just
my
want
crush.
him to be beside me, but
Oh.
like not as a best friend, you know. And like the thing is, it's funny because we were friends. He eventually did become my bully, but when we were friends, parang it was so fun. It was so nice. But you know how boys change, and so did I. Um, long story short, I guess quick background. I went to an all boys school. It wasn't a Catholic school. It was an all boys school, but it was quite religious. So there were actually rumors. I'm not sure if it's well. Now hindi na siya totoo kasi parang I've seen younger people being more accepted and welcome there. But I guess during when I was growing up there were rumors that people said if you did come out, you might get kicked out. So if you're openly gay, you might get kicked out. Um, at a young age, also, I guess my older brother saw that I was quite feminine already because playing video games, I'd always choose the girl. I like the color like lighter colors. I like actually like pink. My favorite Power Ranger was pink, like that. Um, so he actually enrolled me in football varsity. I was grade school. Fortunately, I loved it, and I was varsity for quite some time until first year
Mhm.
high school, I think. But yeah, I was still quite feminine even though I did play. Hindi ako yung batak na athlete. I guess genetics then I was very skinny and very scrawny. But yeah, I was quite feminine. And I wasn't out, but people did know already. So in that sense, I didn't have a coming out story to my high school ganyan.
Mhm.
But mentioned earlier, identity crisis and all that, and very religious family also background. So, with all of that going on, I tried to pray the gay away.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I uh, I went to mass every day. In our school, we had our lunchtime was from 12 to 1. There was a mass from 12 to 12:30, and that's where I would go. I would go to mass 12 to 12:30, and then after that, when everything was done and all that, I would stay there and I'd pray. God, don't make me like this. My parents will kill me. I'd embarrass my brothers in the school. My mom was an admin also in the school, and she couldn't. Nobody should know because she might get in trouble. So for 2 years, I tried to pray the gay away because I didn't want to become gay. I didn't want because it's harder. It's hard for everyone. And daming homophobic remarks from people growing up. It sucked. It sucked. I swear.
Oh, I want to give you a hug. The pray the gay way
Oh,
got
so
me just like, oh my god. Like I did not
it was
pray it
it was so
away,
hard.
but I didn't want it also. Like I didn't want it. You're like
Exactly,
it's
diba?
yours. Take it away.
But we were a very, very religious family. We prayed the rosary almost every day. Went to mass every Sunday. Confession every week. Ganyan. But, ayun, eventually, hindi ko kaya. Parang I was like, God, sorry. Like,
I quit.
I don't know what you want from me, but, ato eh. So, I
Yeah.
actually reversed, like, flipped the switch. I was like, I hate religion. I hate everybody. Ganyan, ganyan. Then, dark phase of my life. Say, how do you put this better? I guess I needed to see someone for some hirap eh.
Go for it.
Basta yun, I had some trouble, personal issues. But I wasn't able to see anybody, so I really got over it by myself and with friends also. But eventually, ayun, parang as you mentioned, it was a journey. It was really a journey, step by step. Um, Meeting people of different walks of life in college already. Parang
Mm.
I was like, it's okay naman pala eh. Parang there are people who are out and like they're more accepted rather than me who's in the closet and people are like are you gay? Are you bi? Just say it. Parang, it's
Yeah.
okay, we'll accept you. And that's also where I pressured myself. Na parang, di ba, as I mentioned earlier, please, don't get pressured by anybody. If you want, parang talk to friends one by one, but don't tell them, like,
Yeah.
explicitly, like, okay, I'm gay, just so that you'll stop. You have to fully accept it. But yeah, little by little, I was like, yeah, I'm gay. And then, like, I just got angrier. Na parang, I was like, you know what? If you're gonna fight me because I'm gay, then fine, fight me. Because I was so tired. I was so tired of being in the closet. And I was ready to, you know, be my true self and just be ready to fight anybody who didn't accept it. Fortunately, everybody accepted it. So now I'm like, who am I gonna fight?
Like, oh,
Now
come
I'm just
on.
like, okay.
I prepared for a fight. We're
And now I'm
ready.
like, come on.
Give it to me. Like,
Where are my bullies?
everybody's been hating on this one. Like, come on.
I know because like again in high school, really, boys can be mean. Boys can be
And
mean.
it's such a small, tiny world, and that's not the world.
Yes.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I realized
That's
that
true.
too. Ew, boys in high school are troublesome, I'd like to
They
say.
are. They really are. Even though some of them can be so sweet.
Yeah, but
Watch
then
out.
watch out, they're the soft boys.
I know. That's all I gotta say.
Anyway, I just like, well, it's just tough, I feel that's tough, growing up. And I also like resonate with you, like being upset. I think it's a part, like a lot of us, since like it's like it feels like we're always being pushed back growing up, we're like always
Mm-mm.
being pushed into a wall, into a fight, or trying to defend ourselves. And it feels like when it's time for you to actually just, when you feel like you want to be who you are now, you kind of like feel like everybody's just like hostile towards you. And you're
I
like,
know.
come on, what you up to? Like, come on, bitch.
Exactly.
Like, come
Like
on.
say it.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. What
Bagong bakla. Ano? Sinong bakla? Tara.
yeah, I know. And like,
That's
I
it.
can do so much more. Like, come on. You don't think that this is, to deal with emotional crap and mental crap for most of your life.
Yeah.
Let's see
Yeah.
who caves in. It's like
I know.
I don't think you can last a day on my shoes. Like, come on. Like, fight. Ganun na ako. I'm always, and every time like somebody tries to come up and this guy's gonna like fuck me up or whatever, like, in my head, and be like,
Mentally, yeah.
yeah, I'm like, I know what to do. Like, I'm ready to fight. Like, I always have scenarios in my head of how I'm gonna
I
hit this
know.
guy. Like, how am I gonna hit this guy? Where am I gonna hit him? That's gonna benefit me, and I'll be able to actually escape whatever this is. So
Mm-hmm.
really, just that. And since I want to ask you this now, since you kind of like didn't really have a coming out, like you didn't really have to come out, because I think on the same part of ourselves in the journey that we had, what's similar about it is that we were not the super in the closet people that's not so obviously like,
Machismo, whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
bro dude
Stop,
kind of
bro.
strong, yeah, like sup bro, and like wanna, but no, that's not us. We kind of like, we are in our own league, but
hmm
I think we didn't really have to come out. It's just we kind of like had to come to terms with our own
We had
self.
to come to terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny just to share. Like, um, I had close friends in college, and then they were the ones that told me, "Carl, you're gay, right? Just say it. I mean, like, it's okay. I'll accept you." And I was like, I haven't even called myself gay. I knew, but then I've never come out to the world as gay. And then they were the ones saying na parang, it's okay, parang we don't care, dude, it's cool nga if you're gay. And I'm just like, okay, they're the ones who are more accepting than myself. So I was like, this is weird. Because coming from a, again, different background, it's weird. Sorry, but to my family, I did have to come out. To my friends and to my batchmates, that
Yeah.
was,
Well, same.
they already assumed.
Yeah, same on my end. They were like, it's okay. We already knew. Like, oh, thank
Mhm.
God. Like, I didn't have
Because
to
I
go.
actually did that to my friend, one of my best friends. I was like, guys, so I'm gay. And they were like, oh no, really? I'm
That's
so
so
shocked.
new.
Really? No. And I was like,
Okay,
fine.
fine, thanks. Thank you for the support. I expected a bigger reaction, like
I
this is my
know.
this is my practice run. Like I had the
Exactly.
same crap too. I mean, I think we're both another, but yeah, I get in my family, man. So now, since you already talked about you had to come out to your family, who did you tell first with your family?
Oh God, my coming out story is the worst. It's the worst. It's
Okay,
something you shouldn't do. I came out to my parents first as a bisexual because I didn't wanna
you
like
kind of
I
want to
already
ease
knew
it in.
I kind of already knew that I like boys, but also um I wanted to like let them know that I can also date girls because at that point in time I was really like trying to explore because it's my first time also. This was
Yeah,
like first year college, okay? So at my first time I went to UST, University of Santo Tomas. Um
go Tigers,
and it's my yeah, goes there.
go Seth.
So um it was my first time to have girl classmates, right? So I was like, and people were like, Carl, ang gwapo mo, bagay kayo ni ganyan, ganyan. And I was like, I can see that. And like, she's nice. And like, she likes me also. So parang I was like, okay, okay, ganyan, ganyan. Long story short, I came out to my parents in the worst way because I came home wasted. I was so drunk.
Oh my
And
god!
yeah, I was wasted. And
Yes, never do that,
they
guys.
asked me, they were like, ano bang problema mo? Ganyan, ganyan. And I was like, I'm bi. I like boys and girls, like that. And then they were outstanding. They were what's that? They were at a loss for words, basically. And then we didn't talk for 3 weeks, like zero conversations. And it's weird because we ate meals every day together, So I really already felt like okay, they're not talking to me. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. So that was the first time I came out. So I came out again another time to them as gay a year later. So yeah, this time it was more. Well, they were like, "What are you hiding from us? Why are you always like quiet? Are you gonna get drunk again tonight?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "No, like I actually just want to hang out with my friends." Then they're like, "Why don't you be honest with us?" And I was like, "You want me to be honest?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did
I'm
that. Like,
gay.
you want to be
Yeah,
honest?
I was like, "You want me to be honest? Fine, I'm gay." It
Well,
was like, yeah, ang dami kasi nag-ipon. Like,
yeah,
and that's when I felt like I really had to talk about my feelings more often because it really does, like, nag-ipon siya eh, nag-ipon talaga.
yeah. It comes out when you kind of don't
And yeah,
really mean it.
and it's not the best time. So if I were to give advice to any of the listeners how to come out to your family, I can't. You really,
It's
there's
your own thing.
no,
There's no right way to do it.
exactly, there's no advice, but what you shouldn't do is to
Is
drink.
to drink
And
and say, yeah, nope.
yeah, okay, that's one thing you don't do.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Oh my
don't
gosh,
do that.
Kyle. That's an
I
intense,
know.
like that's from a movie. That could be from a movie. Like,
Honestly, it really, yeah. Oh
no,
yeah, I guess my life's a movie too.
see, I told you so. You haven't realized it. You keep telling me my life
I
is a
haven't.
movie. Your life is a movie too. Everybody, we're all main characters in our own lives. But see,
That's true.
that's a very, oh my gosh, a drunken fight. Like, that's the worst drunken thing that you could have done. Like, all I can
I
say.
know.
Like,
I know.
no, you shouldn't have done that. Okay.
I know. It was so bad because like after that, I woke up the next day and I was like, are you like I wasn't even in the right mind like when I said it, and now I can't. Like what else did I say other than that? I couldn't remember. It was
Oh,
so bad. But
well,
now we're all
yeah.
better. So accepted here in the family. Everybody still loves me, fortunately.
Yeah, that's called luck, Jonathan. But at least I know
That's
that.
yes.
No,
Yeah.
it's not really luck. I'm sure the only luck that was there is that your family was able to accept it. Also, I think that's the struggle within that. Like, it's one of the things I learned about it mine as well. If it was hard for me to accept,
Correct.
it would have been also harder for the people around me who's had different expectations of who I was supposed to be. And yeah.
Yes.
Wait, what's your birth order? Are you the bunso?
I am the middle child. So
Ah, okay.
I am already I'm an Aries na nga, middle child pa. So you can
Chaotic.
just see where the
Chaotic.
aggression. Yeah, you can just see
Chaotic
how chaotic
energy.
I can get. But those days are behind me. So
For sure. Aw. Well, thank you for sharing. Thank
I
you for
know. I
sharing.
actually haven't shared that on any podcast that I've been interviewed in.
Oh,
So
thank you. Thank you. See,
yeah.
guys, first dibs on his movie of a life, too. That's like,
Yeah.
right? So coming out. So then you came out to your brothers now and your sister, your brother and
Which
your
was a
sister.
lot easier. It's a lot easier. They're more supportive. Actually, I came out to them by saying I'm dating someone, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Oh,
And then the guy I was dating at that time was actually really guapo. So yeah. So
now
parang they're like,
you gotta show
wow.
me. You gotta show
And
me
that
though. I'll
I
show
know. Okay,
you
I'll show you
mine.
next time.
Okay, I'll show
Oh,
you mine,
you
and I'll
show.
show you. Let's
Okay.
share. Not now. Later, after all this.
I know. I know.
Okay, all right. Okay. I was like, no, not now. Anyway, let's not drop them here. But yeah, okay. Mine one was I started with my aunt, my sister actually. No, I actually
Hmm.
started with my sister. I told her, na, oh, I like this guy, and that's what all she can remember. Like when I asked her, she was like, "That's all I can remember. You like this guy?" And I think you called him dinosaur. And I was like, "Oh, dinosaur? No, it was monster." Because I kind of like I'm a notorious person for like making cute pet names that are not common. Like I don't like babe.
Okay.
I don't like love. I don't like. I be like I'd
Well,
call
that's
you
interesting.
like I'll call you like how I want to describe, like, let's have a cute name for each other the way we see each other. Ugh, it's so gross. It's so cheesy. I'm a cheesy person. I did not realize. But I called him Monster and we called each other Monster. Like, cute, like Cookie Monster or whatever. Ugh.
How old was this? How old
This
were you here?
this was 16. This was like
16.
just an MU though. This was an MU. But this guy was my first kiss, my first
Oh
night out
wow.
sesh, first holding hands, first like, and then this guy would actually drive me home. Like he'd really want to say like not drive me home. Like he's not he has a driver, so he'll bring me home with his driver. So
Oh wow,
it's
princess. Sure.
I know, right? Gotta treat me well, queen.
Ganda.
I and then oh my god, it was so funny. And then I I was an exploratory, like we were both probably exploring, but for me it kind of like meant a little different. And then it meant like he was also exploring, he wasn't also sure. So I did not blame him for all that. He kind of just like, oh, I
Right.
wanna be and I can't really stand this commitment. So I'm like, okay. I cried about it, I'd be upset about it, but like it was
Of
just like
course.
it is what it is. But then I told my sister for the first time, then I told my aunts and then my mom. So I
Mm.
told my sister, my aunt, and then my mom. Because my aunt, actually, there was just one aunt here lang naman, and then my two other aunts are in the different whatever.
Mm.
But I
Uh-huh.
had to tell them, and I was like, I'm dating this guy. I'm actually this. I wanted to tell them because I kind of like, I'm trying to lobby. I'm trying to lobby a lot of like, wait, checking the census. Where am I gonna stay? Like,
Right, right, right. You're
yeah,
gauging if they're
yeah.
okay with it
Yeah,
or
yeah. So I
yeah.
did. But then their reaction was like, oh, we know this, we know. And then one were like, are you sure? Is that already sure? And no chance for you. I
Yeah.
know one of my aunts kind of still think that maybe I'll still, shift to whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, it's no, na, or not at all. Like, I don't even see myself. And when I see girls, I only say, yes, queen, not like I wanna
Yeah.
RIP
It's
that.
like, ooh,
Yeah,
friend.
yeah. Ooh, queen.
Right.
I'm not gonna RIP that.
But
Yeah.
no, no.
Eh.
No, we don't do that. We
I
don't do
know.
that.
Yeah, I haven't even seen one, but but yeah. And then my mom though had this reaction. She was like, "Hindi yan tanggap ng tatay mo." Like that's what she
Ooh.
said, and I was like, "I know, but that's what I'm telling you." But she knew. She knew that I had a boyfriend then. She knew who I visited, and she asked like all that. But then, so that's why I was waiting for this. The story with my dad was I was waiting for be able to like leave the house before I tell my dad.
Mm. I know.
Like you have to be prepared, all that. Though I have other preparations, like I had my best friend's family, they're willing to get me there. Like I did not ask for that.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm that ready.
I had the same. I
I'm
had the
that
same. I was like,
ready.
I
Like
messaged my cousin. I was like, I'm gonna come out to my parents. If anything happens, can I live here for a couple of days, and then just to get myself on my feet, and then like
yeah,
I get out and like live on my
yeah.
own. You're that's kind of sad, but also that's the reality, diba?
Yeah, you have to
We have to
prepare
have a
for the
plan
worst.
B.
Yeah. Yeah, so mine
Yes.
was it was a long time coming. It wasn't naman like before I come out. No, it was like a long time coming. I visit my best friend's family. Well, ano, and they're like, why are like alam na ba ng magulang mo? And they're gonna be like, do they know? I'm not no, because I don't know if they'll accept me. Like, if hindi ka nila tanggapin, dito ka na lang, ganyan, ganyan. Sarap-sarap yan, ganyan. Like, they were like always like that. They're super nice. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
I have multiple families that I could go to. You know, like you're not the. I mean, if you don't want me, then I have a place to go. I know it.
yeah.
You know, and they'd really help me out, and I'll probably do my best, and probably turned out different. But I was prepared. But turns out I wouldn't have a moment to be like, Dad, I'm gay. No, I didn't get to have that. What I had was the backstory here was I met up with an aunt in New York. So I stayed in New York for a while. I met with an aunt and I toured her. And I
Mm-hmm.
was fully me in New York. I did not hide. I told her that I was gay. I was whatever. Like, like I did not have a reason to hide myself. And then when she came home and I also came home, she note that this person is not even blood related to me only because her boyfriend is my dad's cousin. So they were drinking together.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were drinking together. They had a little tiff. They had a fight about, I think, armpit hair. They had a fight about armpit hair. And then she dropped me and my name out of the blue and said, at least mine has hair and I'm not gay and whatever, whatever. Like, hindi ako tulad ng bakla. Like, I'm like, you really had to
Are
mention
you?
that.
Are you?
Yeah, so she mentioned that while my dad was drunk. So I was peacefully watching Grey's Anatomy with my then boyfriend, my ex, and he called me, asked me, "Bakla ka ba? Are you gay?" I had to just say that, and I
Oh,
did not answer because I did not have the power in anymore to lie. Like I did not want to lie anymore. Like it was my choice to stay. I could have said no. Palabot lang po
yeah, yeah,
talaga
yeah,
ako. I could have just said no, lied a little
yeah.
more. But I did not answer. And then that's when he kind of like lost it. He was like, he's just gonna kill himself, he's gonna whatever. Like he really just went overboard. You know how
Oh
people will have their
no.
reaction. He's like, oh, what did I do to deserve this? And I was like, okay.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I know, but my reaction was just like, where are you? You're drunk. I'll pick you up. Though I was so scared already, trembling in my seat. But I was like, where are you? I'll pick you up. Let's talk about it. Like, whatever. Like, ready na ako nun. As in, I like, told my mom, I'm gonna pick my dad up.
This
Like,
was in New York. Sorry.
I don't know. This was here now. Or I went
Here
home
now.
na.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he called me. I was like, where are you? I'll pick you up. Like, ganyan, whatever. And all the like. And long story short, my mom said, no na. Like, wag mo na yaman na lang siya. So, what I did, I nalaman na. Like, I alerted the whole family. The whole angkan. Though prior to this, alam na ng grandparents ko and they were like accepting of
Oh, okay.
naman. Yeah. So like my
And your
lola.
grandparents are cool with it.
Yeah, like I told my lola while I was in New York and I told her about it. That's why I told her I didn't want to go home anymore because I don't feel safe there. And
Yeah, yeah,
technically,
yeah.
I told her that I'm really trying to find ways not to stay and not to go back anymore. And then hindi na natigilan. Sinabi niya rin sa lolo ko. So she told my lolo then. My lolo naman was accepting of it. So kaya pala when I got home, so backstory na to guys, sorry, puro flashback. Um, when I got home, my lolo gave me a long hug. And I was like, wow, this
Oh,
is too dramatic. Like, what's going on? I'm back. Like, hello, I'm back. Like, and he gave me a long hug and he said something. And I was like, okay lang yan. And all right, whatever. And I was like, what's going on? I really was clueless na alam niya na eh. Then
okay.
and then my aunt was like, your Lola couldn't keep her mouth shut. And I was like, I knew it. I knew it. Okay, hi.
I know if it's family talaga, if it's family, it's like news travels fast.
I know, really fast. So, but
Fast.
they knew that they couldn't tell me that. They knew that they couldn't talaga.
Right.
So we all knew that. So Doon nalaman niya nga that was the situation. Everybody was alerted. I was picked up already by my aunt. I brought my stuff. And I wasn't supposed to work then, but I had to. So I had to because like technically we didn't talk for 2, 3 months. Like we didn't really talk, and like I lived with my grandparents. If we were
Yeah.
friends then, we probably would have been together. That would have been nice.
I know.
I would have been
We
there.
probably would have cried every night
I
together. Like,
know, and like we'll
life
be
is
in
so
I
hard.
know it'll be in Belvedere Park or yeah, near to you, or like I'd go to you. Like I wouldn't be
I
able to
know.
skate then because I don't skate then. But that was it. And then fast forward to the biggest no, not emotion, like the biggest moment of my life where I stood my ground was when we had the round table discussion already. Like my
Oof.
dad finally decided. Before that, sorry, before I forget, they actually wanted me to. So they went to counseling to the church. So we're a Christian family. So before that, I did not try to pray the gay away. I kind of like tried to just be religious and like compensate for I'm gay, so I'll just be like
Mhm.
holy, 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 and
Yeah.
religious. So I did that, but it didn't really work out for me because it was different. But then it's like I couldn't be actually a Christian because I know that they hate me. Like I never really
Uh-huh.
embraced the whole thing. So I know that they'll never fully they'll say we accept you, but they'll never fully accept me because they say we
I
accept
know.
the person but not the things that you do. But that's an integral part of me. Like
That
that's a part of who
that's
I
weird. Yeah,
am.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Like how will I stop this? Like it's like you're telling me I can be gay and be effeminate, but I can't love someone I want. So that's it. But then they went to a counselor in that church, and then my dad said he'll talk to me if I go to counseling. So I was like, at first I didn't want to. I was like, why would I go counseling? Like, I don't need it.
I know. Like, there's nothing wrong with me.
I know. But then I did. My mom told me, please, so that this ends. Like, and I was
Para
like,
lang, ano.
yeah. And I was like, fine. So I went. Dude, they offered me conversion therapy. And I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
I'm not gonna be afraid to drop this, technically. They didn't say it was conversion therapy, but they said walking in the right path with Jesus. Like they called it that. They
Okay.
named it.
I
And
mean, like, call it what you want.
it is
The
conversion.
goal
Yeah.
really is, like,
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not gonna be afraid to drop the name of the church. It's Victory Fort, which is a very big church, and I don't really mind. It's what really they do, and I'm sure they still do that. And they actually have people who say previously homosexuals have testimonies in front of their whatever, like church services. So just saying,
okay.
just saying,
I mean, like, good for them, I guess.
good
I
for
mean,
them. If that's what they
again, it's
want, good for you. Like, come on,
correct. We're
it's
not gonna
your
stop you,
path.
and I guess they're not like forcing anybody to join that.
Yeah.
So, but then, like, again, I'm still quite averse to it.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm still not. I don't sit well with it. Like I don't.
Yes,
I'm like yeah.
same here. Cause
So yeah,
yeah. Anyway, let's not get into religion because
yeah.
I
Let's
don't
not
know.
get into that.
It's,
It's gonna be like a long conversation.
it's gonna
Let's
be
have a
long. It's
different.
three
Yeah,
hours.
yeah. But like for me, and then what they framed it as everybody's broken in their own way, broken in a sense. Like they called it brokenness. They didn't say it as sickness. They called it brokenness, like addiction, gambling, like they paired
Oh
me.
wow,
They paired me
you're
with
in that
that.
same
Yeah,
you're
they
in that
paired
same
this like
level, huh?
category. Huh. Okay, thanks. Like everybody's broken in the same way, broken in their own way, and that the program offers to fix that brokenness. And I'm like, my answer was, okay, first off, thanks, but no thanks. And then second of
Right.
all, the moment that I just want to say I'm not sick and that there's nothing wrong with me and I know who I am.
Mhm.
And I just
Mhm.
said, so the moment that I accept this, the moment that I say yes to this, I concede the fight that my people have been fighting for. I would like accept that I am sick, and that will, that will reflect with
Yeah.
my whole community that I acknowledge that they're sick, which is not true because I am not sick.
Correct.
So I had that, and I was like, saying no, thank you. Then walked out like a
Wow.
boss. Like really was just like
Oh my God.
no. So that after that, the man was the round table with my family. My grandparents were there, my mom was there, my dad was there. Then my dad, knowing being the most objective person I know, emotional but objective, which is the Gemini side of him. It's weird. He's emotionally
Oh
outburst.
no,
He outbursts a lot.
Gemini's.
I know he bursts out a lot, but then he deals with things objectively when he has the
Right.
time to. So he, you know what he did was like he had 3 bullet points for me to say to me when we sat down that he grew up that this is not right and he still doesn't think it's right and whatever whatever. Like I forgot the third bullet and then I dozed off. I was like, bullets really? Like in my head, like bullets really? Like that's what you're gonna tell me? And he was telling me. So the last part that struck me was like, you're gonna go home, but things are gonna change. You're not gonna be allowed to go out. You're not gonna do whatever. And I was like, my face literally just went like that. And that's when I started crying and I was like, you know what? Akala mo ba hindi ko 'to pinaghandaan? Don't you think I was ready for this? Like, you're not gonna accept this? It's okay. Like, you know what's different here now? There's actually nothing different about me. It's just you know the truth about who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing has changed. And you can ask
Exactly.
all of these people, like our family here. Nothing has changed. So if you're gonna ask me to go home with you and things are gonna change, might as well not. I don't need your home. I don't wanna go. Then walked out. That's when I walked out. Like I really
Sabi
walked
mo
out.
walk out
I know.
ah.
I really take I was like, come on. This is my no. I really just like when I'm done, I'm done. I said this is my piece. I don't need to hear
Yeah.
it. Gotta go. Like walked out. I don't want. Go away. Go home when you want to go home. I'll stay here. Like that
Do
was
whatever you
my
wanna
yeah.
do, but
That was
you
my
know.
stand. I had to stand for myself then. That's where he came. That's when he came out to me and he's like, it doesn't matter where we are right now. What matters is where we're going. He gave me a hug and like, okay, umuwi ka na, sabi niya. Sabi ko, fine, okay. And then,
Gemini's.
yeah,
Charot.
I know, it was a quiet way home, but nothing ever really changed naman after that. And then that's when everything kind of like was just transforming and you know that he was trying to adjust. And sooner or later, a year after, we had another moment. He just told me that, you know, he didn't want me to kill myself and all the likes. I was like, okay.
Right.
And it was hard for him to accept. So that's when I had a difference in perspective of my family's not being able to accept it. It's like I think they just kind of need more time. And sometimes
Correct.
we're just unlucky also, or some people are in the community are unlucky to have parents who are brainwashed to follow a certain norm of the
Yes.
society.
Yeah.
And that's why these kinds of talks are important because we all have our own ways and paths to deal with our things. And I just hope that this one can spark and inspire people to, to understand themselves more first before they take any
Yes.
rash decision
Mm-mm.
on dealing with things like this. Because this is life
Actually,
changing.
yeah, it really is. Sobrang grabe talaga. Okay, so just recalling what happened to me and hearing what happened to you. Grabe yung stories nating dalawa.
Yeah.
Pero I think one of the difficult things also for people in our community, gay, lesbian, bi, trans, and everybody in the spectrum, is that we have to understand twice. We have to understand ourselves.
Yeah.
We have to understand ourselves and what we're going through. And once we do, we have to understand others that they have to, they need their time to process also who we are. And we can't just be like, no, accept me, I'm gay.
Yeah.
You know, it can't be all in their face. You can't be like, bakla ako, ano bang gagawin mo? And you can do that. You can be, you can be like, yes, I'm gay, ganyan. But don't shove it down their throats and tell them to
Yeah.
just accept you that like agad-agad. Give them time. And because it took you some time to understand yourself. It's not gonna be easy for others too.
Exactly.
But in the end, or hopefully along the way, again, Ian and I mentioned earlier, it's gonna get better, you know.
They just
Yeah,
really
it's
have
gonna
to
get
have the time.
better.
I love how you frame that now. We have to understand twice. And it sucks. That's why we're a special breed of people, With me,
Because yes, that's why.
that's
Parang
why we're
we're
a
already
special
so
breed.
patient na nga eh. We're
Yeah.
so nice na. So
We're
don't mess with us. I'm
we're
just saying.
X-Men. Or X-Man. Like
Legit.
legit.
X
Yeah,
EX-Men, yeah.
you get it. But I mean is that we're a special breed of people. We were given this, like, I this is how I'd like to view it. But let's get it a little religious. This was a line that was said to me by my guidance counselor that actually gave me the strength to deal with so much of my things. Was God doesn't God gives his toughest challenges to his strongest warriors. So we're
Oh,
probably
ganda.
there, like we're probably the most, like, dealing with this.
Ganda.
We're probably in the front line. You know, we're
Right.
here to show that, love knows no bounds. Respect shouldn't just be based on whatever. And you're given this to actually be someone to, to make a change. And I took that as a mission. I took that as, like, okay, well, that's it. Like, I know what I'm gonna do then. I'm gonna educate, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
enlighten. And hence this is where we are, Carl and I, and actually bring this energy to man wherever I go. It's just like, you gotta, like, yeah, that's all we
Mm-hmm.
can do it.
And
And
what we're doing then, Ian, I really think is we we're privileged. We both acknowledge that we're
yeah,
very privileged, and
exactly.
we have to help those who aren't as lucky. We educate others in the heteronormative community. Like, gays aren't sick. Gays aren't. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
And there's
And
more.
the more we let other people know about that, the more they'll let their kids know about that. The more it'll pass on and pass on to create safer spaces for everybody. So we're really using whatever influence we have. And the thing is, everybody has influence.
For sure.
Kahit na ilan lang yung followers, you have a circle of friends. You have relatives. You can say something. Um, Syempre, read the room if it's safe to say or if it's okay, but you have influence. Everybody has influence.
Yeah. And also you stand up. You stand up for you, for the community that you're in.
Yeah.
Like, you know how when people joke about, oh, bakla naman to, oh, ganyan naman to. Like, you can come up and say, so, like, that doesn't mean they're weak.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's one of my advocacies really is
Yeah.
as a coach. So I forgot to mention to everybody. So I am
Oh
a
yeah, I
parkour
got to
coach.
mention yon. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, kasi ang dami kong ginagawa sa life. I'm so sorry. Because again, as gay people, we feel that we have the, like,
To overcompensate.
I
Yes.
know.
Ah,
Yeah. But so
it's not that
again,
we're already amazing.
being gay just makes us better. I'm just kidding. So I am a parkour coach and I'm also an obstacle course racing coach and I have been training with the national team of the Philippines to just training with them. So for parkour, basically those two sports are very hyper masculine, or a lot of straight heteronormative guys join that. And I have another co-coach who is also gay, and we always tell everybody na parang we don't have to win. We just have to be here. We just have to show these people na kaya namin eh. We are not weak. We are breaking that notion of pagbakla
Weak.
mahina.
Yeah. Pagbakla,
Well,
duwag. Pagbakla, ganito.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Amen.
that is what we're here for, to prove them wrong and to show others that it's okay to join us. You can be part of this team, and everyone's really welcoming. So yeah, that's really
And
one of the things I love to do.
I love that though. In the spirit of pride now, this is more of like amplifying the voices of, like, our voices of the community. We are the minority.
Mm-mm.
We are a minority.
We are a
We are a
minority.
minority. And we are here trying to amplify the voices of the people. And like, the goal actually of this episode was to actually just share deeper. And to be honest, I just want to give this, everybody. This was the first time that me and Carla have to talk about this. We never really, like, discussed all of
I
this, a part of our lives in detail with each other. We kind of just, like, did it in front of y'all, but it's just amazing. I'm just happy that we were able to do it. It's so cool.
same.
But to wrap things up, Rick, I love the exchanges that we had now, because this is what it means for me to actually be able to use the platform in a sense
Mm,
where we show people that there are people there. There are people on spaces where you don't think that there would be people, you know, and to break just stereotypes and all the likes. Because that's also what I did. Oh, and Pep also, you know how boys always do this, like straight men. Pataasan ng ihe. They always try to, I can do this, I can do that, I can three
Right.
points this, I can do like, they always do that. Now, and I was cheerleader in CSB, and they were also like, always also like that. And then I was the only one, not, oh, I wasn't the only gay, but there were like a few of us. Before I entered the squad, we were actually told that gays weren't supposed to be there. And I was like,
What?
yeah, that was a whole tradition before, that gays weren't supposed to. If you're gonna be gay, you're gonna have to be so hyper masculine and hindi halata and all the
Oh,
like. And I was like, okay, that was it. Like, okay, imagine that tryouts was a month of everyday tryouts. I was like, now at the end of it, I get to be told this. So like, okay, now I'm gonna go. And they're like, "Mm."
hassle.
And then there's this one. This is why it's important to let people know that there's someone out there. There's this one gay dude who was ahead of me, who, you know, took the beating of everything first, who really pushed for that, for us to have a space there. He told me, "Don't quit. I'll fight for you." Then he went up to the coaches and told the coaches what happened. And then, he told me, "Just come back. I got your back." And then that's it. Like,
Ganda.
there was that for I was and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be there. And then I came in, had something to prove, and then kept on, wait a minute, kept on, um, like, doing tumblings, kept on proving
Right.
them that doesn't mean in this. I'm not scared of whatever you're going through. I'm not scared. Like, I may have fears. I'm gonna face it. So it was that, like, making a space, creating and paving a path forward for some of the people out in our community is a very important vocation and goal for me. A safe space. And though I don't limit it to only my community, our community, I try to create a safe space for the people that I meet, and because
Mm-hmm.
I know the world is already so cruel. But
True.
yeah. Oh, what about you? Like, for me, since we're wrapping this all up, I just wanted to say that, and I'm glad that we both used our platform, and this was so cool, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah.
I already am so excited for it to
It's.
come out.
I feel like we covered so much ground.
I
Like
know we covered like a lot, and I was like, oh, okay,
a
now,
lot.
now,
Um.
go. Do you have your last words, your messages, and also
Oh.
your, and like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, you compose yourself for the last message for all these people, and some pointers that you'd want people to remember. Like, it's just
Hmm.
that. Like, and tell us more of who you are, just a bit, and then also where we could send you some love in. Yeah.
Okay. So, jeez, hindi ako ready for the last messages. I thought this would still be going on because we
Oh,
had so much to talk
I
about.
know
But
we
anyway,
do.
okay.
We actually, no, we do have a lot to talk about, but we actually covered them. It wasn't
Yeah.
just like, we covered all of these. So,
Mm-mm.
I think it's wrapping it up already. I thought,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
know, I also said, oh, there's a lot, but we kind of covered all of them. Like, we
We
covered
kind
all
of
of
did.
them.
We kind of did, and a bit more than what I was
We,
expecting.
yeah, same
Pero
here.
last words. It's gonna get better for those who are having a hard time now. Um, living in the Philippines, na very religious country, na you could still be discriminated because of our religion. Don't give up on God. Don't give up on yourself. You can still pray. You can. The church isn't always right, but your personal relationship with God is what you have. So don't give up on Him because He doesn't give up on you. And for those who are out and those who are proud, congratulations, and like live your life to its fullest, but also let's make the world a better place. Parang just because there's a lot of discrimination against our community, we shouldn't discriminate others within the community.
Amen. Please, louder.
It's so hard because yun nga, parang you already came out. It doesn't, when you came out, you're expecting people to accept you. And we should be embracing everybody also on the spectrum, diba? So, there, it's really just spread the love. Um, Try to be a good person. It's hard. It's hard to be a good person, but you're not alone being good. Ian's here. I'm here. you know, we are trying our best to be better people also every day. And hopefully, by doing podcasts like this, we inspired people and we've created safer spaces. And I hope you guys know that, there will always be a safe space around you. So there. Um, Pointers, meditate, do yoga, get some sun, get out and breathe. It's important to breathe every day. Like just a moment to take a break. Because the world is so hassled these days because of the pandemic and what everybody's going through. So don't forget to give yourself some self love. Get some pointers from Ian. He has the best advice for that.
Hate
And I
you.
guess that's it.
Love you. Aw. Well, wait, could we follow you first, Carl, and send you some
Okay,
love?
so my you guys could follow me, reach out, send me some love all over Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. My handle is at Karl Bao. That's at KARLBA, three U's. So yeah, hit me up and just follow me over there.
Yeah, it's Carl Bao. I love Carl. I love saying Carl Bao because it feels like you're saying a bao, a show bao, or like whatever. Okay, rambling. But yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing the space. I really enjoy that and sharing the energy. Actually,
I did.
it's wonderful. I, mind blown away by the whole conversation and
It's
everything
just
that
so funny
came
because we
out.
don't get to talk about this because we're too busy skating. It's not like you can be like, so how
Yeah,
did you come out?
I like
you know, like,
yeah, and no, but we talk about like not menial stuff, but we talk about the stuff that goes on currently in our own lives that we didn't haven't
yeah,
had the chance yet. But for sure, we'll have more chances of spending with each
I'm
other.
sure.
It's just I'm just happy to be able to share this space, this energy, and this platform with you because you know what we need this. And
We need.
all that he said, all I just want to bank on and to jump on that is that when he said just don't give up on God, that's true. I actually took a whole lot of detour. I kind of like gave up, not really gave up, but they kind of like said, if you hate me, then let's not. Like, like if you're gonna hate me, like let's
Mm-mm.
not talk. then I referred to God as the universe. And then I actually told this to Pao, and I don't know if I told this to you. Kind of had a realization and I kind of like had a calming down of myself and I said, you know what, I'm gonna call you for who you are. You're God, the universe is God and all that, and the energies out there. It's still God. And I was like going, I'm gonna call you for who you are now, not because of anything. It's just you never really let me go. You never really like let me drown in whatever. You got
Mm-mm.
my head
Mm-mm.
above the water all the time. And that is true. Your personal relationship with God is not supposed to be dictated by religion, by people
Yeah.
around you. Because
Yeah.
again, these people in the churches and religion has their own way of interpreting the word of the Lord. And if you go deeper in all that, like they said that homosexuality came in 1946 in the RSV version.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
only time. And that one in Greek, whatever, they were replacing the word pedophile. So basically, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. So it's like, if you look at those, there were a lot of misinterpretation to fit the norm of society. And if you go
Mm-hmm.
deeper and so much more, there are babay lands in the Philippines in our own history that are also
Yeah.
transvestite women or and all that. So like it was,
In different cultures, really, there are always
yeah, us.
there's a culture of there's our
Yes,
community has always been around ever since.
yes.
It's really just
This
when they shifted some misunderstanding in the Bible that wala, parang things just didn't get any better.
Yeah, and then like when they say like, why is it only when when a man lies with a man, but they don't have something that a woman lies with a woman? Like, well, like, there wasn't
Mhm.
any like, you know, I read the Bible, so calm down. I knew
Yeah.
my scriptures. Like I did that too. Okay, so I did, and I tried to understand. I even have a devotion book before, and I did all those. So
Wow.
it's like I wouldn't say that I didn't try, you know. So my point here also is just Carla said, try to be the best version of you, like the better version of you, a kinder version of you. If you're kinder to yourself, you're then kinder to people around you and all the experiences that they're also going through, because we all have a different view and experience of the world and what the world is for us. So yeah, really, I just want to thank all the listeners who's been here with us. Thank you for joining us in this moment and this
Thank
day.
you.
And that I want you to know that there are safe spaces now. If you need people to talk to, we are here. You can send us a message. You can go to our platforms. Now there are a lot of shows that cater to us. BLs have been rising,
Mm-hmm.
and we've got Kings and Queens, another safe platform for us. And we have a lot of people now supporting our cause. But only remember that this cause is not just celebration, but it's more of uplifting the voices of the people. So
Yes.
if
Yeah.
you're an ally, if you're whatever, as Miss Janely Dunca said from the last one I had, like an interview with them, pass the mic to the people who needs to be heard.
Ganda.
I
Yeah.
love that. Like that stuck with me forever.
Totoo.
So again, thank you. And I want to say thank you again, Carl, for sharing the mic with me, the
Thank
platform.
you. Thank you also for letting me share my story.
And so for now, goodbye, lovies. Goodbye to all of you. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you watch out for soon. Come on, come. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.